Welcome to Zeal, Aging Redefined, where we're changing the narrative of aging and inspiring women 40 plus to age with boldness, confidence, and kick-ass positivity. So join me each week as we have real talk conversations to ensure that people know maturity brings strength, wisdom, and superpowers. Welcome to Zeal, Aging Redefined, where we're changing the narrative of aging and inspiring women 40 plus to age with boldness, confidence, and kick-ass positivity.
Ooh, yes.
I'm Stella Ringer, your Chief of Aging Fabulous, and I'm here to tackle the issues that impact women 40 plus that people aren't talking about in mind, body, beauty, and fashion. So you'll be joining me each week as we demystify the stigma of aging and inform, educate, and validate that maturity brings strength, wisdom, and superpowers.
Yes.
And today's guest, she's going to inspire you, educate you, everything that I just mentioned. Miss Rashan Ali.
Yes.
But let me tell you about Rashan first now, before I turn to Rashan and start talking. She's bad. Now, those people who are listening, bad means good, okay? Bad lady. She's a multimedia personality, actor, mom, wife, community activist, but most of all, she's also on All the Queen's Men, which is awesome that I always watch. But most of all, she's my friend.
Yes.
And I've known Rashan for years, and I just love her spirit. She's beautiful inside, but most of all, beautiful outside, but most of all, beautiful inside. So welcome,
Thank
Rashan.
you.
Thank you for joining today.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you
and we
so
can
much.
just talk about
Right.
who you are. Now, I know everybody knows you, of course.
Well, you know.
But we're going to talk about, kind of this aging thing and this aging journey.
Yeah.
And we want to change the mindset. We don't want to listen to society where they say, as we age as women, that it's the end.
No.
It's the beginning.
I really believe that. I remember people telling me when I was like in my 30s, early 30s, even late 20s, girl, when you get to your 40s, it's a whole different thing. And I used to be like, what? But when I approached it,
Yes.
and when I started living, like truly embracing all of who Rashan is, really was when I turned 40. And probably a couple of years, maybe 41, 42, when then I was like, oh, you
I
real
like this
bad.
thing.
Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
really do love being my age. And I'm 3 years away from 50. I'm like, but I look good though.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes, you do. And I'm glad you mentioned when you turned 40, it was like, I'm kind of digging this thing.
Yeah.
Because some women, unfortunately, you hear that little, and I kind of heard it too, but I had to brush it off quick.
Yeah.
That you kind of hear that little voice on your shoulder about, oh, you're getting older, your worth, your value. Like I said, I had to brush it off. So I'm glad you said when you turned 40, it was different.
Yes.
You flipped the script.
I
on it.
did. I truly was embracing it and just seeing a new level and a new dimension of my love for myself. And then learning around that age that it was okay to be selfish, because I think that society makes us feel like putting ourselves first was a bad thing, especially as mothers and as wives. It's the babies, and then they become, teenagers and all of that, and then you and your husband, you got to take care of your man. And I'm just like, if I'm not
What
good,
else do we have to do?
I learned to put myself first,
Yes.
and I no longer regretted putting myself at the pinnacle, at the forefront of who I am supposed to be, and knowing that if I don't have any oxygen, they say it on the plane. I know.
Yep.
Listen,
Yep.
make sure your mask is on properly before helping other people. And I started to really live that truth. And once I started doing that, everything started to open up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you think, was there a certain time around putting yourself first? Was there a certain time or something that may have happened in life where it's like, look, I can't take care of y'all if I'm not good?
Yeah, I think when my daughters got a little bit older, and then especially now that they're, teens, the level of entitlement these children have.
Yeah. My sister and I talk about it all the time.
I mean, you know, you work hard, you get your degrees, you get these good jobs, you're an entrepreneur, you're on TV shows, you're an executive, and these kids are like, are we gonna be in the suite tonight at the Hawks game or what? Because I don't know about regular tickets.
Exactly.
You know, but you afford them these opportunities, but then you're like, okay, where do they stand in this world of the entitlement? But when I started to feel like I wasn't being appreciated, is when I was like, well, I know somebody who's going to appreciate me. And that's going to be me.
That's going to be me.
And I put myself first. And I have not turned my back on that. I take care of my family.
Yeah.
But they going to know. Right. Mama going to go out with her friends.
Right.
Mama going to travel solo. She's going to do her thing. And I want to be an example for my daughters to do the exact same thing. I don't want them to wait until they're 40s to realize that, hey, I can actually do things for myself. Right. And I can actually live my life for me and not, you know, trying to fulfill this societal need of what a woman is supposed to be. Supposed to have children, supposed to be married.
Right.
My daughters have seen several examples of beautiful womanhood that do not include that.
And that you don't have to depend on anyone.
Exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong, honey. I love my husband, and he was an enhancement to my life, not a necessity.
Yes.
So, you know, I get it. And I'm so glad that you're teaching your young daughter that. And the same with our son, who's 23 now, so he can see, like, hey, Mama's got it going on.
Yes, she does.
That's the kind of woman, you know, I want.
Right, absolutely. And I think that you have to live that example out. The greatest compliment I could have ever received from my daughter recently, and I was like, you know, she was like, Mom, we were talking at school, and people were like, hey, who do you want to be like? What do you want to be? And she was like, I want to be like my mom.
Yes.
You know,
she
lives this free life. She said free life. That is what you want. I don't want my children to be caged in by anything.
Exactly.
Obviously, you have to do things the right way, but I don't want them to be caged in by what someone else thinks they are supposed to be or who they're supposed to be. And it starts with me.
And I love it. And as you mentioned, maybe kind of showing up in those places where maybe society or people feel that maybe you shouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Not to be caged in by what society is saying, which is, I'm going to flip to your fitness.
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe some people were like, okay, why are you in this fitness competition and you're 40 plus?
Yeah.
But you want to show up in those places where they feel you shouldn't be. So tell us about that.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of people put on a little weight, a little wine weight, a little Prosecco weight. Because you're like, to me, the pandemic, you know, although there was tremendous loss of life and so many lives were changed, for me personally, my marriage got stronger and a lot of people got divorced. My relationship with my children really blossomed because we were able to spend the time together. And I blossomed as well, physically. And so we were coming out of the pandemic, I was like, you know, I've always been an athlete. I grew up as a competitive swimmer, went to college on a swimming scholarship. So I've always been athletic. Right. But I was like, there's another level that my body can go to. And I know that if I put down the wine, even though she's right here, right now. I'm in my bulking season. I got excuses.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
What can I do to level up? What can I do to really push myself to higher levels of discipline when it comes to my physical? But little did I know that because I made that decision to be more physically fit and train for a competition, it helped me in my emotional life, my spiritual life, all of that. Yes. It was the transferable skills that you gain by having the type of discipline to do a fitness competition are incomparable. I mean, you can't, like, it is something that, I mean, that I think I'm gonna do again in April or a little bit later.
You got it.
But life is so good. You know, I love to have my little salmon and mashed potatoes. You can't eat all that when you're training for a competition. So just finding that healthy balance. But I loved it. I really do love being on this stage. Thank you.
What'd you say to the haters?
They didn't really come out until afterwards. I had one lady who I love so much. She was like, Rashan, I didn't like you being that skinny. It was like, I was skinny. You was like, and some people, the thing about it is, the competition life, you look that way for just about a week or so, like the stage weight.
Yeah.
Even when you get off stage, most bodybuilders, they'll go and they'll have their meal that they've been craving.
Right.
Pizza. Right. I had turkey burger, with fried pickles.
With fried pickles.
Fried pickles, okay? And so your body, kind of reverts. It doesn't revert all the way back, obviously, but you've dehydrated your body for an entire week. Yeah. You do a water pool. You literally are taking every ounce of water out of your body so that your muscles can show. You get the tan so that everything is defined. So people are like, oh my God, they look amazing. It's enhanced. But you have done the work so that you can see the muscles.
Oh, no, I saw you like off stage. Yeah. Remember we were at an event? I saw you off stage.
Oh, yeah, so that's right. I was there. That was a funny conversation. You're right, thank you.
So I'm sure you inspired the younger women in the competition when they knew, like, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so the you have different levels. So I competed in Masters 40 plus. So they know your age, you know, when you're there. So yeah, I mean you have younger women who are 25 and just starting off in this life. I started in my mid 40s. I was 46 my first show, or 45 my first show. And 46 I think. And it was just, you know, it's really cool to inspire not only the women that you compete with, but I have in turn inspired a lot of people who have followed my journey and follow me on social media, and people tag me and say, because of how you inspired me, I am now doing this. And to see those stories, that's bigger than, and that's greater than anything that any competition could ever give me, knowing that I inspire, is particularly Black women who say, I want to take a hold of my life, this latter part of my life, look the best that I've ever looked, feel the best that I've ever felt, and really show up greater than I've ever shown up in my life.
So what was special about the fitness? I know you mentioned, like you said, hey, I can level up and get my body to the next level. What was it about the fitness competition that drew you there?
I always wanted to do it. Because I love a stage, any stage, okay? That was just another stage. And
that was just another stage for you.
Yes. And so when I was training and doing the, you have to do pose classes too. My pose coach, Ashley Doriel, who's actually about to train for her next competition. She's looking incredible. She took like a 6-year hiatus, but she did posing lessons with so many potential competitors. And so she was like, you gotta show them personality. I said, what?
That's all. That was just
my
word.
name.
That's right.
Rashan Personality Ali. I was like, smile. They smile at the judges. Girl, I've been smiling at people my whole life since I was doing jazz tap and ballet at Art Linkletter in Decatur, Georgia. Like when I was a young girl. So that is what drew me to the stage, because it's performance. Yeah. And it's like any other thing when we're doing television, like we're doing now. When the lights come on, when that light comes on,
you hit it.
It's time to go.
You hit it.
It's time to go. Yeah.
And you do it amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what tip, Rashan, can you give women that, again, it may not be a fitness competition, but it's something that, and I'm saying women 40 plus, that they've always wanted to do, but maybe had to put on the back burner because of kids, family, career, trying to keep it all together. What words of encouragement would you give them?
So I say this, I do a lot of speaking engagements, and one of the things that I always say is, if God placed it on your heart, how dare you not try? You gotta at least try, because the thing about it, we don't know, everybody has, an idea of what happens when we leave this earth, but I don't wanna get anywhere and somebody or an entity questions me saying, remember that idea I put in your heart? That was gonna be the one that, the generational wealth he had always talked about. So that was the one, but like you stopped, like 2 months into it when you hit that first rope.
You didn't trust me.
There you go.
Didn't trust me.
Right. So I will encourage women, whatever it is, whether it's starting a business, whether it's doing a fitness competition, whether it is, I want to lose 10 pounds, change my eating habits, and really just live this life. Because dieting is not a thing. It's a lifestyle. If you want this life, you got to live this life.
You got to put work in.
You got to put the work in.
Regardless of what it is.
People will put the work into the best wigs and weaves, the best amazing career. But I always say, is it your hair or your heart? Which one do you care more about? And a lot of people care more about their hair than they do their heart. And we're talking about heart health and heart passion.
Yeah. And that heart passion and health can get you to hair.
Man, It can get you anything you want.
You
can have the stylist come to the house.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sexy. Ooh. Women 40 plus and sexy,
yes.
which you are.
Thank you.
So tell me the confidence level. Again, like you're on this great show that I watch every week. And you be looking good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us about just the confidence that you have within as it relates to, again, I'm not saying not being appropriate. It's just because sexy is more than just the physical piece.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
Wow. I think embracing my sexiness, literally in my 40s. I thought I was cute.
Yeah. And you knew you were cute.
Yeah, in my 30s. But it was something about 40s that just, I can't even really put it into words. But I will tell you, with my character on All the Queen's Men, Miss Tandy helped Rashan a lot.
Okay.
Because I was so afraid of this role after landing this role, because it called for nudity, some partial nudity. And so, of course, I had to talk to my husband about it.
Yep.
And he begrudgingly said, okay. But, I got some backlash from people that were very important to me. And so I realized then that I can't live my life for anyone else. Right. So embracing the character, as crazy and promiscuous as she is, I have validated someone who actually lives that life. And so for me, once I embraced that this is a character that I'm playing,
right,
but also letting go of what I felt people thought about me, that released Rashan. So there's a level of sexiness that I have really been able to encompass and embrace with my character now. Yeah. She's completely different than she was from the first season to the second season. And when season 3 comes out, you'll see that I've just really, I am her.
Like you said, she brought out Rashan.
She brought out Rashan, but really gave me permission to say, I'm good on everybody who has an opinion.
And it's a character.
And that's sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
That is sexy.
Yeah. I think that confidence that you show in other women, just confidence in general, regardless if you're 20, 40, 50, that, to me, that's a form of sexiness.
Oh, yeah, it is.
When you walk in the room and your confidence shows.
I love telling these young babies how old I am. They're like, you are Miss Rashan. No.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I can actually be your mom.
Yes. I'm with, and the little young boys.
Yeah. Oh.
In the gym who come up. I'm like, baby, I appreciate you, but I'm old enough to be your mama. Okay, ma'am.
Right. It's very flattering.
It is.
Right. It happens. It happened at a restaurant the other day. Little thug boy, too, with the saggy pants. I said, oh, my God, I am winning today. He was like, hey, Shawty, what can I get your Instagram? I was like, cool, Sarah. Because I had on the sweatshirt. Cool, Sarah. Check it out. I was like, baby. First of all, pull your pants up, start twisting your hair. Okay. All right. And then we can move on from there. But I just said, I just want you to go and leave.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the compliment.
Made me feel real good.
I hear you. I hear you.
Right.
Now, let's kind of talk back as it relates to the aging journey. And I get it. Like, again, zeal, yourself, myself, it's all about educating, celebrating, embracing, but it is scary.
It is.
I understand. I was talking to another guest, and I talked about, bodies changing.
Oh, man.
And my digestive system, and it started howling and growling, and I'm like, wait a minute, I never heard. What's going on here?
Right.
So again, educating myself on things that I should eat more around grains and vegetables, et cetera, because my doctor was like, hey, as you get older, things will change.
I know.
Have you ever, as it relates to, again, it is a little scary, anything as we're going through this journey, it's not a destination. I think it's a journey until there's no more journey left. Anything where you felt a little, not sure, or as we age, or as you've aged?
I really haven't had much of that, except for my eyes changing. That sight is very serious. They said it was going to happen. And I really put off glasses for about 5 years.
Okay.
But then I went on down to Dr. Takia Locke, and she's been fantastic, and I've got great glasses. But in terms of any other thing, like I'm, you know, I'm not perimenopausal yet. I haven't really had a lot of what people are going through who are my age, and I would probably attribute that to my health journey.
Right.
But it's life.
Yeah,
I know it's coming.
life. It's life.
Right, but I'm trying to set myself up to whatever it is to be able to handle it and talk to people along the way. Some ladies at the gym who are going through it, and you know, so I get the preparation by the conversations, but I really haven't had much when it comes to the physical part of aging. But I will say, and this is full transparency because I've said it on several platforms, I do like a good Botox, Miss Stella. Yeah. Right here.
Honey, that's all right.
Right around here and right in here.
That's all right.
Because, you know, we do television. And, you know, television pick up everything. So that's you know.
To each his own, honey.
Right, absolutely.
To each his own.
Just caring for myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And with my skincare regimen and making sure I'm drinking a lot of water every single day, no matter if I'm training or not, like drinking the amount of water that we know we need to consume every single day. So not a lot just yet.
That's a good thing, though. But again, it just validates, as you mentioned, the earlier we can start around physical movement.
That part.
Doesn't have to be the gym.
Right.
I get it. Everybody's not a gym rat. But you got to get that physical movement.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. I encourage a lot of women to do praise walks. So a lot of women who don't like the gym or trying to figure out what can I do to, you know, just do something. Walking is very underrated.
Yeah.
So what I tell a lot of women is walk. Start with 15 minutes. And while you're walking, you know, if you're a music person, if not, I would generally, when I used to run a lot, I would, if I would make contact with anybody in their car or whoever would be downloaded to me, I would just pray for them. Like, God protect them. So if I see somebody coming down the street, God protect that man, his family, whatever he has going on. My mama would come in my mind, protect my mama. You know, just like I would just do praise walks. Praise God for everything that I have, the air, the earth, whatever. And then you start doing 15 minutes, and then you start doing 20 minutes, and then you up your pace and you up your heart rate. And literally you start doing that 3 to 4 times a week, and you notice changes in your body, upping your water. If you up your water and you're just the opportunity to be able to move, you can start to see the difference in your physical mind, but then at the same time, or even more, your mental space. Yeah. Because you are walking in gratitude, literally walking in gratitude.
I'm sure and I love the praise walk. I'm gonna try that because like you were saying, your gratitude increases, and those walks, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, also increases, again, the gratitude of, well, you know, I'm a blessed person.
I actually can move and breathe unassisted with God's help. That's a blessing. Yeah. I think we just lose sight of the blessings that we have every single day, and we have to be reminded in a platform like this, Zeal, you know, we're reminded that, hey, we can embrace life at whatever stage. Because you have been an example. Before we even got close, we were at Essence Festival. Coca-Cola had hired me to host the stage, and I said, who is that? I want to know who she is. Everybody's nice. Hello, everyone. But I need to know. She is so beautiful, and she is so fly. And I was like, I need to know who she is. And I was so glad that over the years we were able to get to know each other, you know, more intimately. But so as much as you're interviewing me, I just want to tell you how much of an example you've been to me. I mean, hands down. And if anybody says Stella's name, they're like, you know, she's really big and, you know, we're a company and da-da-da. But she fly. I was like, man, I know, right? Sorry, I'm trying to be professional here on your show.
No, do it. I appreciate it. I do. And please, same to you as well. Because as we were going through and deciding, like, who will be the host for us this year, because I was part of making that decision, I'm like, oh, I've heard of her. Yeah. Heard her on the radio.
Right.
I like her.
Yeah.
So
here we are.
Back to you. Back to you. And you never know, right? So it's why it's so important for us to uplift.
Absolutely.
Get to know people. Yeah, you see surface, but get to know people.
You have to get to know people.
Get to know people.
And it's so important. And I know that you've experienced this in your amazing career. You got to treat people right.
Yeah.
Because that, in turn, you never know. The PA becomes the EP.
That's right.
In a matter of,
That's right.
It could be in a matter of months or a couple of years. My mama taught me that. Like, you treat everybody the same. She was an executive at Emory Hospital, one of the top executives. She ran the social work department in the 80s at Emory. She treated the janitor just like she treated the CEO of the company. But some people didn't do the same.
Yes.
So one time, the janitor was on the elevator with two executives who were talking about my mom and plotting against her, but because they never spoke to him and thought that he was less of a human. And my mom always lifted him up. Yeah. He took that information, went right to her office and told her everything they were about to do. So when she went into that meeting, she was prepared. Yes. Because she treated everybody the same. That's right. She told me that story, and I carry that with me. I treat every single person the exact same because it always really, it's advantageous for who you become as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are people. Everybody put their pants and clothes on
the same way.
The same way.
Right.
I hear you.
Yes.
That's an awesome story.
Thank you.
I want us, and I know that we do, as it relates to kind of the aging journey and just leaving a roadmap, too, for millennials and my nieces who are, like, going into their 30s, and they're like, oh, Auntie Stella, I feel like I'm old.
Oh, no.
Baby,
you're not.
But just take it one step at a time.
That's it. And every phase of your life leads into the next phase. Yeah. And understanding and embracing the journey.
Yes, embracing is the thing. Embracing is the thing. Because it's going to happen.
It is.
We can't stop it.
You can't stop time.
Enjoy it. Be educated about it, like you said.
Yeah.
And live in the now. I always say live the best now.
That's
wherever your now is.
Yes.
58, like I am.
That was 8 years ago when I hosted your party? Yes. Oh, my God. I hosted her 50th.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Was like, awesome. She was like, girl, you got a celebrity here. Yes, I said, oh, yeah, that's how Stella Ringer does.
Oh, yes. So. She came into that. I said, oh, you better believe my 50th is going to be just like this. She came in there, I mean, to the gods.
It was fun.
It was fun.
And I appreciate you doing that.
Yes, my pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
One other question, Rashan. And we kind of talked about this earlier as it relates to kind of our growth as just a woman in general, career, mom, wife, etc. So as we think about our individual growth and then our growth from a relationship, we both mentioned our husbands.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the individual growth and then the relationship growth.
That is very tough. And as you know, I'm sure, everybody has their own, I always say this to couples, everybody's formula is unique to their relationship. What your husband will tolerate, my husband might not tolerate, and vice versa. What you will tolerate as a wife, I might not tolerate as a wife. It's your formula. Yeah. What I want us to do as a society is let people have their own formula and stop telling people how to run their relationships. But I will tell you this, we have grown tremendously. We just celebrated 20 years this past August. I know, right? We hanging in there. We hanging in there.
You're doing more than hanging in 20 years.
Right. Yeah. And like, I really like him. Yeah. You know what I mean? I still like him. But we've had some rough patches where I have grown and I would consider stagnant. And I think once I learned how to really tell the truth, because sometimes I used to hold back because I didn't want to hurt him or I didn't want it to go any further than it already was. Because I'm a cancer. I'm like a problem. I'm gonna say my problem. I'm over. I'm done. It's over. I'm fine. Let's go on. You want something to eat? What do you want for breakfast?
Let's not get too deep.
Right. I don't want to get too deep. Yeah. But once I said, hey, I'm not the same person that you married in 2002. Either you're going to be on this ride with me, or we don't. This is not going to happen. And I was like, I love you. He's like, but you're not in love with me. And I said, you're right. But at that time, I wasn't. But the beauty of relationships is knowing how to get back if you want to get back. Yeah. A lot of people say, all right, I'm good. You don't love me. You're not in love with me like that anymore. Someone would take offense to that. But instead of him taking offense, he did everything he could to fix it. Right. But we did it together. Exactly. There'll be times that somebody's going to grow this way, somebody's going to grow that way, somebody's going to be growing this way. But the beauty of it is, how can you get it back to center? Right. And even if it's not back to center, how can you live like this still love and respect each other and still try to get it as close as possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We are there. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that I was finally honest and not trying to fabricate or lessen the blow of anything. Because if had I done that, I don't know if I'd be like this. I can't wait to get to home tonight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I can't wait to be with you when we go out of town this weekend. He's in a wedding. I'm like, oh, we get a whole hotel room ourselves.
Hotel. We're going to have some fun.
Ooh, it's going to be amazing. Exactly. So I don't know if I would be there had I not told my truth or spoke my truth or lived my truth. And the same thing with him.
Exactly.
So it's complicated. Yeah. But everything worth having is worth working for, right?
Exactly. You got to put the work in, like we said earlier, regardless of what it is. And I think, I'm glad you mentioned kind of the communication of you may be going left or he may be going right, and you guys notice. Mm-hmm. And I would say this for me personally, you may notice you're going separately, and then we're like, hey, time out.
Exactly.
Halftime.
Exactly.
Let's regroup.
Yep.
Let's talk through it, and we move on.
Yeah, especially when the kids were younger. Like, hey, roommate, this what we're doing today?
Exactly.
Roommate, what's for dinner, roommate? Right. Not that brass, but like,
I know
that's how I felt.
Yeah.
At certain points. And he would feel the same way.
Especially with kids. Like you said, there's so much. Yep. You're going to the games, you're going to this, you're going to that. And then you're like in the mornings, hey, okay.
How you doing?
What's your name again?
Right.
Okay.
You cooking, I'm cooking tonight. Who doing this? Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but we're good. We're amazing right now. And I think we have really established a beautiful foundation that if anything were to happen again, because life happens, we know how to get back.
I was going to say, you know how to handle it.
You know how to get back.
And that's life. Yeah. You go through. That's why it's so important on this aging journey that people realize the experiences that we've gone through. Honey, we can tell y'all how to, at least we can tell you our experience, and then you kind of take what you need to take, and then you relate it to yourself.
Yes. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, we are going to play a little challenge game.
Okay.
They're telling me I've got 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
A little challenge game. Okay. And the reason for this, Rashan, is again, I want to challenge the mindset, not only of women, but men, everyone, as it relates to women and aging. Okay. And the value, the knowledge, everything that we bring that we can give back, right? So I'm going to say a word or a few words, okay? That society has deemed negative as women age, and then I want you to flip the script. Okay. And whatever the first positive word or words or phrase that comes to mind, you just say it. Okay. So, quick example is wrinkles. Okay. So for me, I would say wisdom.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
So just a few. All right, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Aging.
Beautifully.
Expound on that.
I love who I am in this space. I really do. And to look back at some of my 30-year-old pictures, like, you look better
You look better now.
You look better now. So aging is it can be so beautiful. Yes, it really can be so beautiful. You just have to make the decision to embrace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what you make it.
It's what you make it. That, as with anything in life.
Yes.
It's what you make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next word.
Okay.
Menopause.
I'm scared. Like, I know it's gonna come, but which case am I gonna get? Because you see which levels.
I know.
On the spectrum. Is it gonna be?
You see it all. Is it gonna be
this
But
one?
it's all about. Everybody's got a different journey.
I know.
Everybody's got a different journey.
So I'm a little scared.
So,
don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just educate.
Educate and then have my fans and my natural stuff and what all the other people tell me.
And I've heard about this thing called a pellet.
Yes. So I was going to say that. One of the girls in the gym, she wanted your eyebrows. She gets a pellet. She tell me about the pellet. But then she said her testosterone levels were too high. I'm like,
wait.
I don't know.
Because I was going to research that really fast. Yes. I still am. I'm going to research it really closely.
I keep hearing about the pellet.
Yeah, I hear about the pellet. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
Girl, you too old to be sexy.
That's a joke. That's what I feel like. That's a joke. Listen, I'm going to be... I have sometimes I'm like, oh, should we do this? Or this is is this much? No, it's not too much. And then I walk out the class, my husband be like, oh, okay. We're like, yep, one, and did, and will.
And we'll continue.
Yes. When he likes it, I love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you, Rashan.
I can't believe
it.
it.
Appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Just gorgeous,
You
inside
too.
and out.
Thank
your
you.
spirit.
Thank
it's
you.
your spirit.
Thank you.
It's your spirit that makes you beautiful.
I'm proud of you, Miss
Thank you.
Stella.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Come back, please. I will have you.
Okay.
Our next adventure.
Okay.
So
that's going to be
thank
fantastic.
You. And thank you, Zeal Nation, for joining us today for another Real Talk conversation around the aging journey. Zeal, Aging Redefined. I'm Stella Ringer, your Chief of Aging Fabulous, and I'll see you next time.